call the benevolent beings of light Form's vision is to bring the understanding, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. Amen.
The topic is your divine mission. Some people consider it their ministry. Some people call it their mission. But tonight we're going to go full circle with this conversation. There isn't just one mission that you came to accomplish, but there's an overall mission that has been going on for centuries, that is culminating in this lifetime. We are so blessed. Now, we have been working on many foundational levels in order to get to this mission. We've worked on trust and surrender, taking back your power, accepting your divinity, unity, there is strength, your divine plan and sacred path, and our divine calling. All of this gave you the foundation for tonight's talk. When we speak about our mission, we're speaking about several levels of accomplishments that our soul sought to do. We came in this lifetime with unfinished business. And that unfinished business started many, many centuries ago. That master mission is what we're opening up to at this time. That's why these teachings are coming to you, to prepare you for the greatest mission of all, becoming the fullness of the divine being that you are. We will talk about all the steps and stages of this, and much from the other conversations that we've had about this, how we lead up to this wonderful and holy moment. Now, there isn't one mission that you're working on. There's many. In different segments of your life, many of the masters say that there's masters that are on earth, say that there are three segments of your life, 3 quarters, right? The first segment is the discovery stage, where you're witnessing yourself through your parents and the closest people to you. You're preparing yourself through your witnessing to know what you came in with, that you had to deal with, that you had to work through. So when we blame our parents for this very intense experience, we should be thanking them for showing us what we had signed up to cleanse, clear, and to embrace who we really are. As a divine being, your eternal soul has been working on many, many missions, not just here in 3D, but on other dimensional planets, kind of people say in the future and then in the past. We wanted to take in everything we needed so that we would be ready for the mission of missions this lifetime. We came together to help each other, to witness each other, so that we have the strength and the understanding on how this unfolds in a beautiful, smooth, and appropriate manner. We cannot rush any of this. You can't rush it. If you try to, you'll trip up. I want my great gifts, but I don't want to empty myself. Well, it doesn't work that way, because if we don't empty out the blocks in our system, what happens? The light can't flow through every cell, every atom, every molecule, and the energy within your fields. The mission that you had as a child was to observe and understand what's right in front of them, take orders, learn how to be in a social situation, to start to feel, even though it's painful when you just come in after you've been on other levels where it wasn't working as we have to work so hard here. 3D was designed for exactly what we're experiencing. To let go of everything that we're not, and to realize everything we are. Not to hold on to things that hurt, even though they're familiar and you feel kind of safe even in your pain. You came here to empty yourself. You came here on that mission, first and foremost, to get as much information as you could gather. So then you move into the second segment, a totally different mission. For most and everyone that I know, it was a matter of finding your career after your education, to find your place, to make a living, to have a family for some, to raise a family for some, to get married for some. And for some people, it was a walk that they were going to walk alone. It was very important. That was written into your script. That mission is very 3D, but I assure you that everyone that you worked with, everyone that you met, every experience you had was part of that mission in that segment of your life. Then you reach the third segment, and that is the segment we're in now. It usually starts in your mid-50s. Some people start earlier. I am meeting people that are starting in their 20s. They didn't come in to do the long haul. They're right to their work, right to their total mission. I met a 19-year-old that's on that journey. The third segment for us, who had to go the long way and pay off a lot of debts. We can't owe anybody anything, not in energy or in any other form. We had to do all that work throughout the 3 segments. And then we come to the part where we start to feel like something's missing. For some people, it's in the second segment, in the middle of our life, when we're working, and we have no satisfaction in our work. We feel like we've missed the bus. I should have done this. I should have got a degree in that. Why aren't I happy? I'm making a good living. Why isn't it pleasing me? Why do I feel unfulfilled and stuck? And when that hits you, whether it's in the second segment or the third, that's when you start to realize there's more to life than just what you've been doing all the while. I'm sure some of you are feeling exactly what I'm saying and understanding. But I assure you, every course you took, every person you met and interacted with was giving you a piece of yourself back, that you were realizing things in that moment when you say, oh my God, I didn't realize that. It was so important for me to hear this message right now. And you actually turn and go in a different direction. And for those of you that don't, that carried on in what you were doing and still had no satisfaction, it was okay, because you know why? There were people there that you needed to interact with. Everything has meaning. That's living consciously, to be aware. Everything has a purpose. Every conversation, every handshake, every hug, every bad word, every argument, everything is meaningful for you to decide, is this part of my mission? Am I going to accomplish the greatest act of love I can give to myself and others? In conversation, a lot of people say, you know what? I'm not doing it. It's too hard. It's too hard to face myself. It's too hard for me to look inside and feel. It's painful. I don't want to do it. Well, we've been saying it for maybe 100,000 years. And we put off a lot of stuff, and it was okay. I can do it mañana. I can do it next lifetime. It's all okay, because nobody's telling you what to do. But the greatest gift that you can give yourself is to be on task, on this mission, this great mission of ascension. It's going to happen, whether you're aware of it or not. You have been ascending. It's all about your consciousness and frequency. We're beings of light, vibrating at a certain frequency. And as you work on what you say and what you do and how you feel, you start to raise up in frequency. So the mission of missions is to ascend fully into your divine expression. But what about the other missions? Some people, their mission is to marry and to have a family and raise that family and focus on that. Everything's about family. And it's beautiful and it's fulfilling. It clears a lot of karma from the lifetimes when we didn't give it that extra effort. There are those of us that are involved in our communities in many different ways, whether it's taking care of an elderly neighbor or somebody that's homebound that you know of, that you help in whatever way, get their groceries, call them up, visit them, bring them some light and love. Whether it's somebody that you've kind of adopted into your family that really doesn't have the guidance that they need. Is that your mission? I'm sure there's many missions that you've been on. Everything that you've given out from yourself will come back to you. So when you have done something kind and blessed and loving for somebody else, even the least of these, you've done it for God. You've done it for God, the God of creation, the source, and for the great I am that you have overseeing you. Your soul is learning and growing, but your I am is the person that you pray to. That is that connection to God, that cell in the body. We are from the Christos generation, all of us on this call, even the ones I can't see right now, I can feel it. So we're all a cell in the body of Christ. That is our I am. Our mission could be on a larger scale, maybe running for office in politics to make things right. Maybe serving at a hospital as a nurse or a doctor or some type of facilitator of health. Some people have found that they are so feeling as if they need to travel the world to pick up pieces of themselves, or they're drawn to certain areas. Just go. Not right now. Not a good time for travel. Fulfill your heart's desires, because there's something connected to it that's going to bless you. It's part of this mission you're on. You're drawn to places because, and you have to answer what that because is. What's there for me? Why do I feel I need to be there? And some people, their mission is planetary. They're not just working through a cultural karma. They're not just working through a personal karma, but they're helping with the planet and all life by the work that they do in order to hold the frequency of 5D. Even if they can go higher, if we can just get to 5D, we're doing our mission. We need to get out of the loop that we've been in if we want to continue on our mission to become of a godly nature, to become love, not just give love or receive it, but to literally become love. Compassion without restriction, to feel on the deepest levels and care, because if one is suffering, we're all suffering. The true and total understanding of oneness is that we're all connected. So if we are all connected by our consciousness, if somebody's suffering, it's affecting all of us. You ever hear the saying about the weakest link will make everything fall? We don't want anyone to fall. We want to reach back and help each person behind us, not judge them, not laugh at them or find them to be less than. There's nobody less than, and there's nobody more. As a divine being, what could be more? But what is less is our judgment. Even those that are playing the part of someone that appears to be less, they are still a child of God. They are divine at their core. When we get to the point where we're living consciously, where we look at people and we just love them for who they can be if they're not acting in their fullness or even close to it. They're struggling. A lot of people have been terribly hurt. Paying karma is a difficult task, and it takes a master at heart to be able to do this. You are powerful beings. The fact that you want to reach to a higher level of frequency and consciousness shows me that you are powerful beings. You don't want to settle for being a human. We needed to come here. We needed to see each other. Think about being of service to the divine in everything you do. It might seem very 3D. It might not even seem so important or fulfilling or whatever, but whatever it is, make that your mission of the day. Your big mission is inside. This is all inside of that. Each thing you do adds to that mission. Accomplished, check it off. That day's done. What are we doing tomorrow? What layer am I going to be in? Is it going to be one of great joy? Am I going to discover something wonderful about myself and others? Or is it going to be one of those work days where everything is like, ugh? Don't hold anything in. Go by yourself and take time out. If you have children, it's when you go in the shower or when they're sleeping. That's the only times. Or if you're with your grandchildren. It's said that a lot of people are refusing to move forward, and this was said in the ethers. And I'm telling you, the angels and the divine beings that are watching us and overseeing us are very disheartened in what they're seeing. There are those of us in this group, we are the remnant of the divine beings that have volunteered at many times when there were transitional periods, which we're in now, to come here and to be of age so that we could be part of the remedy. When we falter and get involved in 3D matters, we lower the frequency. As a group, it will lower the whole frequency of the group. It's very distressing to them. They're doing everything they can, but people aren't even thinking of calling them or asking for their help or keeping them on track. We forget to do our prayers. It isn't like you set 10 minutes aside for your prayers, a half hour, whatever it is, and then you go about business as if you didn't do it at all. All day long, you be talking inside to the divine part of yourself, to those that are surrounding you. Ask them for help to accomplish your missions. Each day brings you another wonderful or hardworking mission. There are those of us here that have traveled a lot. Your missions have a lot to do with your culture that you were born into. And a lot of you, because you're so highly evolved in your coming back so often and working with humanity, you've taken and decided that you're going to take on some cultural karma. And it is very selfless and quite the job to do that. There are those of you that have taken on not just culture, but on a very large scale, karma that it has been so built up in the system, in the collective consciousness, that we decided that we were going to handle it for humanity. And we took on a lot more than our own karmic history. Those of you that have suffered greatly in many, many ways, it may not have been karmic for you. It may have been part of this mission that you took on for yourself. Bravo. Bravo. So there are those of us here that still question, what could be a mission? I mean, it just doesn't seem like I'm getting anywhere. I want to be in that ultimate mission, the one that's going to bring me the most joy. And I say to you, give yourself permission to do that. Step up and do it. Make up your mind that it's time, that I'm ready, and that I want it. And then in God's good time, everything will be lined up for you to do that. Each one of you on this call has a great mission ahead of you. I see in my heart that there'll be a collective group working together, and it will be a powerful light in the world, bringing change that we all desire and know it's missing right now in society. Each of us from our own area of expertise and training, all of us from all the lifetimes that we were in service, it's going to happen. It's going to pull together. It's going to all make sense. And think about that. Where two or more are gathered, right? How about if it's 22, 32, 52, 102? Think about the power then. You want to talk about oneness on a mission? Put that together. And you'll see, if you are good at mathematics, of how these numbers make a big difference in the outcome. If the whole planet of humans, not the non-humans, but the humans, all prayed one prayer together at the same time, 3 times, everything would change. It would shift like an earthquake on the planet. But it doesn't seem that that's going to happen. With the prayer warriors that were so wonderfully organized and faithfully done, we're doing that. We're doing that, but we need a lot more people to jump on that, to take that few minutes out of their day to pray twice a day for the planet. We are the divine beings that are going to move everything without us focusing on our grand mission to translate this planet and all life on it into the next level. If we don't do it, it won't happen. It will be so slow that none of you would tolerate it. We are the bringers of the light. Otherwise, you think this planet wouldn't have evolved out of this 3D stuff by now? You are the light in the world on a mission to bring that light to its fullness through each one of us. Each one of us. Not leaving it to somebody else. Not thinking it's someone else's job. I'm too busy making money. I'm too busy going out with my friends and having a good time, watching some kind of sci-fi movie, which we all love. Find the joy in every day. Realize that if you get out there, even if you're not getting out there, but if you do what you're called to do, you're going to find that you're going to feel a sense of satisfaction and movement. We must move in the light. That's how we drop off our need for 3D things to attach to. That doesn't mean you don't have beautiful things around you. Just don't get attached to it. Realize the greatest thing is your consciousness, and your soul is what the masters focus upon. Your soul is everything. We are very unique creations. Honor that creation in you. Make each day count. Because what you do lovingly for yourself, you do for all humanity. Everything you overcome that is outside of love, you help the world to lift. Everything that you're willing to do for another, they will then in turn do for someone else, until it's contagiously moving through every being, offering that light filled with divine love that has no conditions attached to it. We all know conditions to be loved and the conditions we set in order to love another. But everybody's playing a part in our lives to give us that opportunity to be divine. Divine doesn't mean you're some kind of holy roller, that you're putting on this holy roller act for everybody around you. It's you being genuinely you. Nobody could be you. Nobody. Nobody has the same colors in their fields or the same tone coming from their heart. Nobody. It's distinctly you. So when anybody tries to be you, or you try to mimic someone else, you can emulate the good things that they show you, but be genuine. People know when you're not. They don't even want to hear your voice. Be brave. Be sure about yourself. Be true to yourself. It builds your strength and your character. We've been beaten down by our own beliefs, our own past, our own karma. We weren't meant to hang on to it. We were meant to release it so we can get on with our missions. You are a walking love. That's what you are. And when you practice it until you become it, people feel it. They're drawn to you. They want a part of it. And if you lovingly give it, be generous. You're loving yourself because remember, we're all one. Don't let the 3D stuff pull you out of your glory. Don't let it lower your frequency. You can't help anyone when you're drowning, right? Rise above it. Stay out of it. Watch it. Bless it. Send love to it. Fill it with light. And let it just play out the way it is. You're in the world, ladies and gentlemen, but you're not of it. Nope. Let it go. You still can have fun. You can still do the things that you want to do. But don't buy into it. It's not for you. Your eyes are open. I see them. You know what's going on. So your divine mission and your daily mission is all part of, it's all one. There's all these little missions inside the big mission. And the mission is to become love. Absolute love. The highest expression, the most powerful force in any universe is love. Not wishy-washy love. I'm talking love. To care, to honor, to bless. Right from your heart. Not because it's the right thing to do, because your heart tells you it's everything. Did you bring joy to another soul today? Did you bring joy to yourself? Did you think about someone and then send them love and light? Did you do something for a plant, an animal? It's not just the humans that we're loving. Your mission is love. Start with yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, how do you love unconditionally everybody, everything? And we're not talking about loving the bad things that are happening, trying to fix that. You're not here to fix that. The world will do what it's supposed to do. You're focused on whatever God brings right in front of you. That's your charge for the day. That's your mission. Did someone pass you on the street and look really sad? Or sitting on a bench crying? Oh my goodness. Did you stop and send love? Did you even think about their suffering? Or did you turn your head and walk away? These are the things that start us off on the right foot. When I have accomplished even one thing, that I have touched a heart of one person in a day, I know I did what God sent to me. If I find something in someone else that I see, I take it very seriously and I purge it from myself. I may not be doing it. I probably would not even think of it. But it didn't happen for nothing. And I felt that kick in my stomach. I'm not going to let anything stay there. It is such a joy when you get into this rhythm. And every day you'll get excited to go out, even I got to go grocery shopping. Oh man, who am I going to meet today? I know everybody's on their phone. They don't even know I'm there, but that's okay. I know I'm there. I know I'm there, and I'll be looking out for myself and loving everybody. Your mission can be so much fun if you just look at it in that light. Everybody loves a mission, don't they? I mean, think about it. All the trips, all the things that we've done, all the culmination of lifetimes is right here with you right now. What are you going to do with it? Find the joy. Live the joy. Make everything a fun event for yourself. In that joy, the endorphins moves through you and lifts you. It may be only for a little while. You might have some work to do in the next layer, but every day, look at it as a great adventure. Your mission is many missions, because each of you have people in your life that brings you somewhere, sometimes very high and sometimes on your knees. Think about your life and what you can do to make it right, to love yourself and honor your needs, to love yourself and honor your needs. And then you can reach out and honor others and help them. Sometimes it's tough love. Sometimes you got to say what you got to say. And you feel bad, but you're used for that purpose as well. And the more that you trust and surrender that your higher self is moving you, you'll let whatever happens happen without feeling that you have to be angry with yourself or ashamed. Just be who you are. Let yourself be used by the light. It will always end up being the best and highest. Be genuine, because when you're not, you're going to be unhappy with yourself because you're making believe. I am honored to be on this mission with you. A few of you here, we're combining our missions, and it's going to be so much fun. And we're going to support each other, and we're going to fulfill God's plan as we fulfill our own divine plan. Because when you're aligned with the divine, there's no difference. You see? You can't be outside when you're in alignment with your divine flow, with your mission, with your overall plan. The most extraordinary experience we'll ever have is reaching this level of service. We're serving God. We're serving the great I am within us. We're serving the planet and everyone God brings to us. In every aspect of life, your mission is being accomplished.